In this video, we're going to show you how to remove the snubber from this top load washer. So our first step will be to remove the front of the machine, and to do that we just need a Robertson screwdriver. As well, you could use a Phillips on this, just the way the screws are designed. So there's just two screws, one on each side down near the bottom. With those two screws removed, I'm just going to take a thin putty knife and slip it in between the front and the top till we find a locator tab, and then we're just going to push it. Same thing on this side. Just slide it through till you find the locator. Push it in. That will free the top and come out of the way. So with the front panel off, the next thing we're going to want to do is remove these three screws on this side. There's three more on the other side, and there's one in the back, and we'll show you those. And the reason we're doing this is we're actually, in order to get everything unhooked that needs to be, we wind up removing the cabinet from the base. Makes it a lot easier. Now I have the machine up on a base now that rotates, so I'm just going to turn it around. So that screw is the one I was talking about down here, this middle one. Take that out. There's a wiring harness that runs from your motor up to your console, and they secure it to the cabinet right there. And you may want to just pop that out while we're here, just to make it a little easier. And we'll remove those other three screws. So with all the screws out now, we're in a position to remove the cabinet. That allows us to have access to getting at the springs that's all the way around the machine. Now when going to remove this, we have a drain hose that goes through the back. So you can either undo it at the pump, or you can undo the clamp from the back and slip it through. I'm just going to undo it from the pump. It's a lot easier. It's this hose right here. I'm going to take my pliers, squeeze that clamp, and push it back. Now you may find there's some water still in your machine that's laying in that drain hose, so you may want to throw a towel or something underneath it to catch that. As you can see, there's water in the machine. As well, you'll want to undo your electrical harness from the pump, just by squeezing that tab. You have a wiring harness from your pump, and you'll want to remove that. So again, with your needle nose pliers, just give that a little squeeze, and it allows it to pop through and come over this way. As well, we've got a harness going to our motor and capacitor that's underneath this cover. So we'll just want to take your Phillips screwdriver, remove that cover, now you may want to put on a pair of work gloves or just something. You'll find some of these edges are fairly sharp, so you don't want to get yourself cut. So you may want to put gloves on. So with the cover off, you can see where your capacitor is, as well as this harness that we want to move out of the way. So we're just going to squeeze that tab and get our harness free. And we'll push that to the back for now. So this is your pressure line that runs from the tub up to your pressure switch. The air pressure inside is what tells the water level in the machine. So you'll want to just pull that straight up and off so that it's out of the way. And at the same time, while you're over on this side, you'll see that there's a clamp for that drain hose right down here. So that clip is made to just unhook like that. So now I can just slide the cabinet off. So the last thing we have to remove is just this one clip that's holding our harness to the machine. Once it's squeezed, you can just poke it right through. And that allows you to get your harness out of the way. So there's a couple different ways you can deal with your springs and getting them off. Some people like to take a pair of vice grips or pliers and grab a hold and try and force them around. I prefer just to use a piece of strong string or rope. This is actually starter rope for like a lawnmower. And I'll just wrap them around and just apply a little bit of pressure on my tub. And this basically takes the pressure off the spring and lets you lift it right off without any great deal of stress. Now you notice that this spring has a green stripe on it. This spring is mounted on the front. I just want to remember that when you go to put it back together, or lay it aside so it's in that general area. Get this spring off. Two options here. We've got to undo our connection from the tub to the pump. So you can either remove the clamp and take the hose off, or you can take the two screws that hold the pump in place and take that off and move it all as one. Myself, I prefer just to undo the hose so that I don't have a pump laying underneath where possibly the machine could fall on and break it. With that done now, we're just going to undo our spring again on this side. Now it's very easy to undo these ones. Now everything's disconnected. Just go to lift this assembly right off the base. And there's your snubber. You can see by the amount of material and dust that it's pretty well worn out. You're actually starting to see some of the plastic that holds it starting to show itself through. So it's a good time to change it. So we'll just be cleaning this all up, and that's how easy it is to take away the snubber.